So today, I just wanted to actually say that we have to learn how to tap in to our greatness. I'm going to say that again. We have to learn how to tap in to our greatness. And why do we need to learn how to tap into our greatness? The reason that we have to learn how to tap into our greatness is because we are recharging ourselves. And so I am doing a special right now where I'm going to actually show you right now on this live how to tap in to you so you can actually be the power that you need to be, so you can reclaim the power that you need to reclaim. And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to actually do this exercise with me, right? And this is a very, very simple exercise. And we're going to do it together. I'm going to do it with you. You're going to do it with me, right? And when you say we're going to start off strong and we're going to finish even stronger. And so if you are ready for this, I just want you to put that hand up, right? Put that hand up, put that thumb up, put that one in the comment box. Because if you learn how to actually master this is going to actually show you how you can change your mindset, how you can actually shift when you are not feeling like you want to do something, when you don't feel like working out, maybe when you don't feel like going to the job, when you don't feel like doing another task or activity, right? When there's something in your life that you need to get done, that you want to get done, and you just don't feel like it. We're about to do it right now. And so again, we're going to start off strong and we're going to finish even stronger. And so here it is. I want you to say, right? I want you to say, I am going to tap into my greatness. And remember, I'm an affirmation coach. So these affirmations is going to help you. And so again, I am going to tap into my greatness, because remember, greatness is a mindset. Greatness is that you have something that you have within you. And so again, I am going to tap into my greatness. Say it with me. I am going to tap into my greatness. I am going to tap into my greatness. See, you are actually giving yourself the power and the strength that you need by saying, I am going to tap into my greatness. See, the greatness that you have, that is yours. It is not anybody else's. You need it so you can give it to other people. You need it so you can actually implement the things that you're trying to do into your life. I am going to tap into my greatness. You are giving yourself direction. You are giving yourself energy. You are giving yourself what you need. And the reason that I keep touching my chest, keep touching my heart, is because I want you to touch your heart. And I want you to connect with yourself and say, I am going to tap into my greatness. And so when you actually start saying, I am going to tap into my greatness, you are reminding yourself of your own capabilities. You are letting yourself know that no matter how I'm feeling right now, no matter what I'm going through right now, no matter any doubts that I have, I am going to tap into my greatness, because the greatness that I have in me is not the greatness that somebody else has. See, you have no reason to compare to anybody else. There's no comparison with anybody else, because the greatness that you have within you, you actually can do it the best way that you know how you can do it. You can actually recharge yourself. You can energize yourself. And we energize so many other things. We energize so many other people. But how often do we energize ourselves? And by saying, I am going to tap into my greatness, we are energizing ourselves. We are now plugging that juice back into us. I promise you, you charged your cell phone last night. I promise you, you're going to charge your cell phone at some point in the day. And why are you going to recharge it? Because you don't want it to run out of juice. You don't want it to run out of power. And once it run out of power, it's going to be ineffective. It's useless. It's no reason to have it at that point. And so by you actually saying, I am going to tap into my greatness, you are recharging yourself. You are giving yourself the needed and necessary strength that you need for you. It is very imperative that you do this, because if you do not do something that is going to recharge you, what is going to happen is you are going to be depleted of your power because of so much energy you are losing. And see, understand, you are always using up your energy. If you are a spouse, if you got a job, if you got kids, you have a business, if it's people relying on you, you are always giving out your energy. And that's okay. It is okay to give out your energy. But if you do not recharge, you are going to not be able to actually give yourself the power that you need. And so again, by saying, I am going to tap into my greatness, you are shifting your mind to realize your own capabilities. You are taking off limiting beliefs within yourself. And when you take off limiting beliefs within yourself, there is nothing that you are saying you are not capable of. So that task that you need to get done, that job that you need to go to, those people that are relying on you, you are going to be able to show up for them. You are going to be able to be effective in every single area of your life because you are saying, I am going to tap into my greatness. It is yours already. It was already given to you. And so if it was already given to you and it's something that you need, why not take it? Take ownership of your greatness that you have within you. The greatness that you have within you, take ownership of it. Hold on to it. I don't want you to say, I'm holding on, right? No, I want you to say, I'm going to hold on tightly. No, don't say I'm hanging on. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just hanging in there. No, don't just hang in there, because if you just hanging in there, that means you this close to falling. I don't want you to just hang in there. I want you to hold on tight. And what you do to hold on tight is say, I am going to tap into my greatness. Look, say it with me. Start off strong and we're going to finish even stronger. I am going to tap into my greatness. It is yours. It was already given to you. Recharge yourself. There's no reason for you to actually always be down. Listen, even if there is something that's going on in your life that you are not approving of, by shifting your mind and say, I am going to tap into my greatness, you are going to start saying, this is going to work for me and not against me. No matter what the situation is, you are going to use that as a catalyst to catapult you further to what you are trying to do, what you want to get done. And see, once we start doing this, the power that we have within inside us, once we realize the capabilities that we have and that we can tap into it. And again, if you notice, I keep putting my hand on my heart, right? And the reason that we do that is because we want to connect our mental and our emotional and our physical all together. And see, once we connect the three together, it becomes a full cell opportunity for us to actually be recharged, us for actually to be built up, us for actually to get stronger. And so think about it like this. When you have your mental, right, and your emotional good, you got just the two, but you don't have the physical, right? You don't have a physical connection within yourself. It's almost like you plugging in something and you see a 3-prong, but you only got 2-prong things. So you can't plug it in. And so unless you break it off and then plug it in. That's the only way you're going to get the juice. But think about it. Those things that have 3 prongs on it, like an air conditioner, like a electric stove, or it's a 320 line is what it's called. See, those 320 lines, those 3 prong things, they require enough juice in order for them to work adequately. And so when we connect our mental, our emotional, and our physical together, we are now giving ourselves the adequate juice and the adequate energy and the adequate strength that we actually need. So again, I will tap into my greatness. You are not saying I'm going to try to, or maybe I will, because that's doubt. And doubt is the biggest killer of visions, dreams, and goals. I'm going to say that again. Doubt is the biggest killer of visions, dreams, and goals. And so when you say, I will, you are affirming it. I will. You are demanding it. I will tap into my greatness. You know your potential. You know your capabilities. You know what you have in you. You know that there is something inside of you that you can actually get to the next level with. You can push a little harder with, right? And what it also does is it allows you to not allow anything less than what you do for yourself to come in. And so by you saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are not going to allow anybody to give you subpar energy. When you say, I will tap into my greatness, you are not allowing any negative energy to come in and disrupt you. Again, I will tap into my greatness. That's what I want you to say to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I will tap into my greatness. Because now, once you tap into your greatness, nobody can give you less than what you are willing to give yourself. When you say, I will tap into my greatness, you are not allowing anything that is not going to help you get to the next level. Anything that's going to not help you to get to where you're trying to get to, you're going to stop it. You are now becoming your own accountability partner. You are now saying, the potential that I see in myself is something amazing. I am going to break free of limiting beliefs. I am going to break free of limiting ideas. I am going to break free of putting limitations on my own capabilities. You have capabilities that are inside you. And now I'm going to show you how you actually get them out. Again, I will tap into my greatness. And so when you again say, I will tap into my greatness, this is a command. You are commanding yourself to tap into your greatness. And so think about it. We hate when somebody let us down. We hate when somebody actually doesn't show up for us the way that we need them to. We hate it when we're relying on somebody and it doesn't happen. But guess what? We don't want to let ourselves down. We want to show up for ourselves. And so when we say, I will tap into my greatness, I will tap into my greatness, we are showing up for ourselves. Every single time you don't feel like it, I will tap into my greatness. You dig a little deeper. You push a little harder. You go a little further. you believe a little more. Again, I will tap into my greatness. And see, the reason that that is necessary is because you require a lot of energy. You require a lot of power to energize everything else that you do. You require to have recharging. And when we start saying, I will tap into my greatness, we are now giving ourselves the adequate energy that we needed. I will tap into my greatness. That is what you will say to yourself to recharge yourself. I will tap into my greatness. And so once we start doing that, once we start making that happen, we now deny anything that is working against us. Everything works for us. I'm going to say that again. Everything, we make it work for us. And so it may be an experience in life that you are not approving of. And that experience may be very difficult to deal with. It may be very hard to deal with. But by you saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are giving that experience that you're not approving of, you giving it a direction. You are converting that energy to be positive. You are choosing to make it work for you and not against you. You are choosing to say, this has happened for me and not to me. You're changing your mindset. You're changing your perspective. And when you start doing this, it helps us to now get to the level that we have been trying to. And this is how we get to the next level. We say, I will tap into my greatness. I will tap into my greatness. I will make this happen. I will get it done. I will tap into my greatness. No more limiting beliefs. No more limiting ideas. No more victimization. No more holding ourselves back. No more holding ourselves down. No more saying I can't. But now you are crossing over the bridge into I will tap into my greatness. And when you cross that bridge into I will tap into my greatness, the possibilities are endless. Because the things that you have not seen a way, you start seeing a way. What you thought was not possible, you see that it is possible. What you thought could not happen, you start seeing that it will happen. And see, we take off the idea of saying, oh, well, because it didn't happen in this time frame. But by you saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are letting yourself know that it is going to happen. You are not going to give up. And so even if you in school and you like, man, I don't even want to do school no more. I don't even want to finish this course no more. When we start saying, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, by saying I will tap into my greatness, we are now saying I am going to get it done. I am going to push through. I know I can get to the next level because you are recharging yourself even when it don't look like there's light at the end of the tunnel, if you look like everything around you is just so dark and you don't know how you're going to get out, think about it like this. When you're in darkness for so long and you're still looking, guess what? You start to see shapes in the darkness. You start saying, man, this is actually heightening my other senses, because even though you can't see with your physical eyes, you can hear, and your ears now is heightened, but you are saying, I will tap into my greatness. So by you saying, I will tap into my greatness, and you touching yourself, you are realigning, you are giving yourself the strength that you need. You are powering yourself. We don't need to look anywhere else to get power. We don't need to look to anyone else to give us the power that we need, because when we actually gave our power away by saying, I will tap into my greatness, we are taking that power back. So anybody that has had power over you, you are now taking that power back. And see, sometimes we give power to other people, but we gave it to them. And if we gave it to them, we can take it back. I will tap into my greatness is what we say. That is the affirmation that we say to ourselves. Again, we have to command ourselves to do exactly what it is that we want to do. And by saying, I will tap into my greatness, by putting your hand on your heart or on your anywhere, just touching your body, you are connecting yourself with yourself. And we connect to other people, we connect to other things. But how often do we connect with ourselves? See, we have to connect with ourselves. And when we connect with ourselves, the feeling that is there by saying, I will tap into my greatness, this is something that is going to help us to get to the level that we are actually trying to get to. Again, I will tap into my greatness. That is what helps us to actually accomplish those goals that we don't think that we can accomplish. That is actually us taking ownership of our abilities. It's so many abilities that we have doubts within our own selves. And how we overcome those doubts within ourselves is by saying, I will tap into my greatness. Touching your own heart and saying, I will tap into my greatness. You start off strong and finish even stronger. I will tap into my greatness. By you doing that, you are now believing in the things that you are capable of. It doesn't matter if somebody didn't show up for you. It doesn't matter if somebody let you down. It doesn't matter if you didn't get enough hugs as a child. It doesn't matter if a parent wasn't in your life. If a spouse didn't do what they needed to for you. You saying, I will tap into my greatness. You are now doing what it takes to actually make the belief that you have in yourself a reality. Because everything that we think of, everything that we dream of, everything that we have a vision of, it has to be in our mind first in order for us to make it a reality. And so by saying, I will tap into my greatness, you find a way. You make a way. You do not give up. You do not say, that's it. It's over. I'm done. I don't care. I don't want to do this. Even when those feelings actually come up, by saying, I will tap into my greatness, and by commanding yourself to do this, you are taking full ownership of yourself. It is no longer on anybody else. It is no longer on what somebody else does. It is all on us. And when we take ownership of us, guess what? The beautiful thing in that is we become our own accountability partner. So even if we're trying to actually lose weight, if we're trying to lose weight and we don't feel like working out, we don't feel like eating right, we don't feel like getting up early, we don't feel like going to sleep a little later because we didn't get the workout done, I will tap into my greatness. We get it done. We no longer make excuses for ourselves. And if we don't make excuses for ourselves, we don't allow anyone else to make excuses for us. We actually put ourselves to the highest standard that we can push ourselves. And by us doing that for ourselves, the people that are in our life, they see that and they say, this is why I'm going to show up for you the way that you need me to show up for you, because I see how you show up for yourself. And if you show up for yourself that way, if you pursue your own happiness that same way, then other people is going to show up for you that same way. And when they don't, because they may not, if they do not, you are taking full ownership and saying, this is how I show up for myself. I will tap into my greatness, so I will not allow you to give me the bare minimum. See, we now take ownership, and we now do not allow anybody to give us less than what we are actually dishing out. And so sometimes in our lives, we give out so much energy that we sometimes feel as though that energy is not met, but the energy is not going to always be met. But what has to be met is the same level of power and effort. See, once we start tapping into ourselves, we now are in the place of allowance of the proper things. When we now energize ourselves, when we power ourselves, we are now again saying we are receiving everything that we need to receive because we are willing to give it to ourselves. And if you are willing to give yourself the adequate power that you need so you can actually give out the energy that you give out in the other areas of your life, this is what will give you the strength to actually be able to say, I will tap into my greatness. Because the greatness that you have within you, nobody else has that greatness within inside them. That greatness that you have inside you is not the greatness that is in the person that you know. The greatness that you have inside you is not the greatness that your mom had or that your dad had. See, the greatness that you have within inside you, and by you tapping into it, you are capable of doing something that they are not capable of doing. You have the ability of actually getting something done that they may not actually be able to get done because you have greatness within you. And see, understand, greatness is a mindset. Greatness is not circumstances. And when we understand greatness is not circumstances, it don't matter what is happening in our life. And I'm not saying that we don't go through things that we are not pleasing of, because we do. We go through things that we are not pleasing of. We go through things that make us feel down and make us feel like we don't feel like getting into other things. But when we say greatness is a mindset, then we know that we can actually tap into ourselves and actually still use this for us. And it is no longer against us. We are saying, I am going to take this experience and I'm going to make it be my benefit. I'm going to take this experience that I've had in my life. I'm going to take these experiences that I've had in my life and I'm going to use them for my benefit. Again, say it with me. I will tap into my greatness. Give your life a command. Give the problems in your life a command. Demand something to get back from the things that you go through in your life. I will tap into my greatness. And so those experiences that you are facing in your life, give them direction to work for you. They will no longer work against you because you are saying, I will tap into my greatness. And again, if you notice, I keep putting my hand on my heart. I keep touching myself because I am now actually connecting my mental, my physical, and my emotional together. And when we connect our mental, physical, and emotional together, that is, again, that is us giving us the power that we need to get to the next level. And because sometimes experiences in our life, we are not approving of them, they are actually holding us back to get to what we actually want. They're stopping us from receiving something that we actually want. So now, what we do is, this did not happen to me, it happened for me. It made me stronger. It made me more cautious. It made me change my perspective. It made me see that I had potential in me that I didn't even know I had. And now, by me actually saying, this is working for me, you are giving it direction. And so again, this is just an affirmation that you can say to yourself. I will tap into my greatness. And so I want you to take this affirmation with you. Give this affirmation to your children. Say, I will. Look at them in their eyes and tell them, say, I will tap into my greatness. Look into your loved one's face and let them know. And just hold them by the hand and say, I will tap into my greatness. Maybe somebody didn't approve you or affirm you the way that you needed to be affirmed. So look in the mirror and say, I will tap into my greatness. When you do that, you are affirming yourself. You don't need nobody else to affirm you at that point. When you look into your kids' eyes, when you look into your loved ones' faces, and you tell them, I will tap into my greatness, you are letting them know that because you are not letting yourself down, you will never let them down. I'm going to say that one more time. When you look into your loved ones' faces and say, I will tap into my greatness, you are letting your loved ones know, because you are not letting yourself down, you are not going to let them down. And so we know how it feels when somebody lets us down. And so if we don't let ourselves down, then how can we let down somebody else? How can we let down somebody that we love? We can't, because we're not letting ourselves down. We're not making sacrifices for anybody else anymore. We're making sacrifices for ourselves. And the sacrifices that we're making for ourselves is what's going to actually benefit other people that we love. So often we make sacrifices for this person, and we make a sacrifice for that person. We make a sacrifice for this situation or this job, or sacrifices for this business. No, we making sacrifices for ourselves now. And because we making sacrifices for ourselves, then everybody else that's connected to us, they are going to benefit from the sacrifices that we made. And see, again, think about a dryer. A dryer has 3 prongs. That means it requires a lot of energy. It requires a lot of power. And see, we are like a dryer. We require a lot of power. We need a lot of power in order for us to actually energize the other people in our life. In order for us to energize everything else that we're doing in our life. Life takes energy. And because you are giving out so much energy in your life, you need power. You need the adequate power that's needed so you can actually energize these other things in your life. And so by saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are giving yourself the energy that you need. You are giving yourself the power that you need. And so if anybody in here, I appreciate you joining me. If you have any questions that you would like to ask me right now, you can go ahead, just put your question in the chat box. I'll answer any questions. I'll do this open coaching session right now. But again, as you see, as a affirmation coach, as a motivational coach, I actually show you how you can tap into not only your greatness, but also tap into your own power, how you become your own power source. See, think about it. If you have a house, inside your house in the basement or somewhere in the house, there is going to be a electric box, and inside that electric box is going to have the outlets, is going to have the switches so you can turn everything on in the house. But there's going to be one main fuse breaker, and at the top of that main fuse breaker, that's what's giving energy to everything else. And if you turn that main fuse breaker off, it doesn't matter if your TV is plugged up, if it doesn't matter if your refrigerator's plugged up, the main circuit breaker is off. And so now there's no energy going to those other devices. And so it's the same thing with our life. We are the main circuit breaker. And if the circuit breaker within us is not on and is not receiving the adequate power that is actually needed, nothing else, nobody else that we are connected to, that is connected to us, they're not going to be able to receive the energy necessary for them to operate properly. If we have kids, if we have a spouse, if we have a business, if we have all these things that we're doing, our family, our friends, we give them energy, we energize them, we encourage them, we tell them that they have capabilities, we tell them that they are loved, we tell them that they're beautiful, we tell them don't give up, we tell them that they can keep pushing forward, they can do whatever their dreams are. We give them energy. By us constantly giving out this energy, we still need to get the adequate power source within us that is needed in order for us to energize everything and everybody in our life. And so I always give this analogy. If you are centered, if you are grounded, everything else and everybody else that is on your shoulders will be able to stand tall, because they are on good foundation, and the foundation is you. So if you look at people that do gymnastics and things like that, and they create pyramids, like cheerleaders, they create pyramids. Well, how are they able to create the pyramid? Because the foundation at the bottom is strong. You are that pyramid. You are the foundation to everybody in your life. You are the foundation to the people that are relying on you, to that business that is relying on you, to that job that is relying on you, to that company that is relying on you. You are the foundation to everything and everybody that is connected to you or that is on your shoulders. You are the foundation. And you need to have the adequate power source that you need within inside you. And so again, if you start saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are commanding your life. You are giving experiences in your life direction. You are giving yourself the power that you need in order for you to allow everything and everybody else to stand on your shoulders and feel as though that they will not fall. Now, from hindsight, we may say, man, I got the world on my shoulders. It is a little bit too much for me. It's a lot riding on me. There's a lot of people depending on me. And that seems overwhelming. But again, say the affirmation to yourself. Look in the mirror and tap yourself and say, I will tap into my greatness. And so when you say, I will tap into my greatness, you no longer look at the people that are relying on you, the people that are depending on you, as it's too much. That is the motivating force that you need. And again, look yourself in the mirror and say, I will tap into my greatness. And so with, again, part of my coaching, I always say 777. Say this affirmation 7 times for 7 days, 7 days a week. Listen, by you doing this, you are powering yourself the way that you need. Yes, this is how we actually get the success that we're trying to get, because we energize ourselves, we power ourselves. And once we realize the power that is in affirmations, once we realize by saying, I will tap into my greatness, and we take the ownership of commanding our life, we have to decide what we're going to do. But by saying, I will tap into my greatness, you are now being intentional about your life. Listen, nothing about you was an accident. Your life is not an accident. So do not live your life as it is an accident. It is not by happenstance that you are alive. It is not just by chance that you are breathing. No, there is a reason, and there is an intention for it. There are intentions for your life. Speak that life into you. Speak that life into yourself. I will tap into my greatness. And by again saying, I will tap into my greatness, we are tapping into ourselves. Look, put your hand on yourself. I don't care if you got to hold your family members' hands. Just take somebody that you love, right? Just take somebody that you love, hold their hands, look them in their eyes, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whether it's your kids, whether it's your spouse, it's a friend, somebody that you love. Just hold them by the hand. Look them in their eyes and say, I will tap into my greatness. That is you letting them know you are not letting yourself down. And because you will not let yourself down, you will not let them down. That is a powerful thing. You again are powering yourself. It's almost like you are becoming your own generator. And so even if the power goes out, you still do not get dim. Because you are saying, I will tap into my greatness. You look at them in their eyes and you let them know that you will tap into your greatness. And you are not going to let them down. And because you're not letting them down, you are not letting them down. And you showing up for you. But by you showing up for you, you are showing up for them. And that is how you actually power yourself. That is how you energize yourself. And so again, remember, you have greatness within inside you. Remember, I say go be great because that is a command. It is direction. I am giving direction with the words. I'm saying go be great. I'm saying go, do it, make it happen. You have the ability. Be, that is a command. You know you can actually do it. You have potential. Only you know that you can actually tap into. And greatness is what we all have. Greatness is a mindset that we all have if we choose to tap into it. And so by saying that I will tap into my greatness, you are breaking limiting beliefs in yourself. You are breaking limiting ideas of your capabilities. You are breaking the bond of what something happened in your life that is holding you back. Somebody that did something to you that you cannot get over. It is just very hard. You may have something, a sickness that is going on, or you just don't know how you're going to get through this situation. I will tap into my greatness. That is you actually believing. You are speaking, hearing, and believing in yourself. So again, put your hand on your heart. Say, I will tap into my greatness. Look in the mirror. Say, I will tap into my greatness. Hold a loved one by the hands. Look at them in their eyes and say, I will tap into my greatness. We're going to finish. We're going to start off strong and finish even stronger. I will tap into my greatness. I say it again. I will tap into my greatness. Remember, I'm Mr. Mindful Minute, and I want you to go be great.